And I'd like to take a few minutes to start adding magnolias to this channel. Like the birches, I have to drive at least a couple hours to find them. They're fairly common in the Appalachian Mountains, south of the New York-Pennsylvania border mostly. And some of the magnolias are only found in the central and southern Appalachians, and this particular one is only found in the southern Appalachians, south of, let's say, US 33 in central West Virginia. I'm just guessing. I don't have the range map in front of me. Where I am today is in Letcher County, Kentucky, right near the Virginia border. And what I have found today is called the Fraser Magnolia. F-R-A-S-E-R. And there was a famous botanist who named it, and many of the other plants growing in the southern Appalachians. So these magnolias like a moist soil in areas that don't dry out too much during the summer. This is in a cooler ravine with some rhododendrons and some hemlocks growing on the southeast slopes of Pine Mountain in Letcher County, Kentucky. And I've been seeing quite a bit of this on this hike, and a couple other varieties of magnolia. I'm going to start with the Fraser, though, because I'm using the buds to identify this tree. And I've mentioned while identifying beech trees in the wintertime that the bark is smooth and gray on beech trees, and the magnolia bark is also smooth and gray. And you could confuse them from a distance, but as you approach this magnolia bark, you do see that it has a very small texture, like almost like the size of sand grains on this particular tree, and some little polygons there about the size of a pea. So beech trees can get warty appearance and a little texture to them, but not quite as much as this tree. So it wouldn't be easily confused with a beech tree, but from a distance you could. The range of the magnolias, this Fraser magnolia, is much more restricted than the beech trees. I find beech trees just about everywhere I go hiking. And magnolia trees only in the very eastern Ohio Valley and the southern and central Appalachians. And we've got 4 varieties to cover. I'm going to do this Fraser today, and possibly the umbrella, and maybe the big leaf. They all grow in this park here, and I just need the time to get to them all and still keep hiking. But we've got a clump of trees here. None of them are more than a foot in diameter. They do reach the sky, so you can't really call them understory, but they are not kings of the forest. They do not get very old or very large. But when it comes to showiness in the summertime, they are kings of the forest with large leaves, 10, 20, 30 inches long sometimes on the largest varieties, and beautiful white flowers. So again, restricted range. You won't find this everywhere, but in moist habitats, they are fairly common. I've seen lots of it on this hike today. And the way I can tell this is a Fraser magnolia is it has this darker green, almost brown stem with an orange or a purple to green bud at the end. And the one to the left here is the umbrella magnolia with a thicker stem, lighter in color, and more of a greenish purple bud. So the bud is a little lighter in color. The branch is stouter or stockier or thicker than the Fraser magnolia. And I'll be trying to record the umbrella magnolia when I find some more examples. I've only found one today that I could positively identify. And I usually like to see several before I know for sure I've got the right tree. And here we have our Fraser magnolia in its late winter appearance in early March. And this is the Bad Branch Nature Preserve in Letcher County, Kentucky.